Hey there, I'm Jen, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Alpinestars Stella SMX-1 RV2 boots. All right, so on the table today, we have the Alpinestars Stella SMX-1 RV2 boot. The V2 meaning, of course, that this is version 2.0. Version 1.0 was wildly popular. We sold a bunch across the men and women's categories. And the reason it's so popular is it's a short style boot that gives you kind of that racing look and feel with all the extra bulk or height of a traditional racing boot, pricing in around $170. We're going to go ahead and do a compare and contrast with the old version boot in just a second, but first some notes about sizing. I'm normally a size 7, 7.5 in US women's shoes, and the sizing chart recommends for me a size 38 in these boots. So I've tried on the 38, it's a near perfect fit, so our recommendation is this is a true to size fit. Go ahead and order what the sizing chart recommends for you. Now do keep in mind that this product will ship to you for free, and as always, our price match policy is in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. All right, so as promised, let's go ahead and put these two side by side. So this version here is the version 1, and we've got version 2 over here. When you look at it, you can see right away there's a big difference in the strap orientation that Alpinestars has used. So on the old version, a single horizontal strap over the top, and now here with V2, it's a V-strap version, dual strap version, instead of just the single strap. Another feature I'd like to point out to you, and get these boots in position here, Alpinestars has focused a lot of their energy in reducing the bulk on the VELCRO closure system. You can see that on the inside of each of these boots where that VELCRO strap is, and you can see a reduction in the bulk there. And then just generally speaking about these boots together, the V2 version is incorporating a lot of more of that cutting edge technology, materials, and processes compared to the old style boots. So just like a general refresh and update, not only in styling, but in the materials and processes used by Alpinestars. All right, so we're gonna bid adieu to that old version. We're gonna focus our energy now on version 2. It does come in 2 different styles. So this is your standard style, and then over here is the perforated version. I think one little call out I would like to make is I feel that last year's V1 boot has a bit more breathability and perforation worked into it compared to this year's version. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at those boots. But we're gonna focus now on the standard version of the boot. We're gonna just walk through all the different features. Starting on the front of the boot, let's go ahead and let's talk about the strap right away, since it's such a prominent feature and a big difference over last year's boot. So this V-strap style here is adjustable here with the VELCRO tab. I found when I was trying on this boot, the bottom strap's really effective. There's a lot of torsion and pull here, so really snug fit, but less so on the top portion of the V-strap. I think the jury's out on which is better, the single strap from last year or this one. I think functionality-wise, they're gonna serve the same purpose, just a slightly different styling. So just bear that in mind. Moving on down to the front of the boot, there is a reinforced toe box here. You can see with the little squeeze, and the toe slider that we see across a lot of Alpinestars boots. This is removable, of course, so if you're one of those riders that likes to get low and you're gonna be scraping this up a lot, you could pop that off and get a fresh one on whenever you need. On the top of the foot here, a double layer shifter pad for that high wear area. It has a nice texture and grip to it, so you have a good feel on your shift lever. Coming on to the outside of the boot, I just want to point out again, like this welded seam, and this is what I'm talking about when I say Alpinestars is up the ante and they've put in some new processes and materials in this boot compared to last year. It's just a nice, clean, minimal solution there for that seam. So something to take a look at. Coming across up to the ankle, what you have in this boot is the traditional TPU puck style ankle protector. You can see it still has a little bit of flex and give and squeeze in here. This is typical for a short style boot. A lot of them are gonna use this puck system. If ankle protection is super important to you, you might wanna look in Alpinestars lineup for more protective pieces, something to bear in mind. And while we're on the side of the boot, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the sole of the boot. It is a thermo-rubberized sole with a poly reinforcement shank, and we give this a rating of like 5 out of 10 on the flex scale. So you see just a little bit of give there. On the bottom of the sole, this is the tread that Alpinestars use across a lot of their street lineup. So a lot of grooves, a lot of different angles, pretty good traction out of the bottom of this boot, especially in like your wet or slippery conditions. You're probably going to encounter on some street rides. Pretty good grip on both the bike and also when you're walking around town. Right, and then moving on to the back side of the boot. Again, Alpinestars has updated the bellow style on the back of this boot, so it's more of a slit bellow style compared to like the accordion kind of ripple bumpy seam that we saw on the last boot. So again, just an updated process and treatment on that rear bellow. Coming into the heel, this is a reinforced heel cup with that TPU protection and some nice textures used throughout. Now on the inside or medial side of this boot, this is where a lot of the actions happened on this version 2 with the reduction of the bulk and the closure system. So what Alpinestars has done here, they've really reduced the thickness of this Velcro strap up top, and they've opted to use a waterproof zipper here, and that's also reducing the bulk. On the old version you saw there's a lot of overlapping of leather. Again, this is just a clean and minimal solution to having a good zipper. One little side note of mine though is when this boot is on your foot and you're zipping it up or down, I find it's just a little bit tough to get good leverage on the pull tab, so just a little something extra there would probably help with the on and off of this boot. And so that's going to do it. That's a general 360 overview of the Alpinestars Stella SMX-1 RV2 boot. Again, this is a short style boot for you riders who like that racy look and feel, but you don't want the bulk or the extra height of a full race boot. Now, if you have more questions, you could go ahead and hit the info button on your desktop or mobile device. It'll redirect you to our product page where you can see more product features and read some reviews from riders like yourself. If you have even more questions, you could give our customer service a call, and they're going to help you find the right boot for your riding style. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me while we take a closer look at the Alpinestars Stella SMX-1 RV2 boots. I'm Jen, keep it on 2.